vibes, baby. Just tryna pull up, just tryna pull up, just tryna pull up and ride.
Run that shit back.
Just tryna pull up and ride. I'm tryna get inside. Fucking with no other guy. Taking these grams and fly. Hitting clips, Hawaii. Taking trips, Dubai. Fucking with no other guy. She taking Zans and fly. Just tryna pull up and ride. I'm tryna get inside. Fucking with no other guy. Taking these grams and fly. Hitting clips, Hawaii. Taking trips, Dubai. Fucking with no other guy. She taking Zans and fly. She's tryna pull up and ride. I'm tryna get inside. She's tryna pull up my chain. Baby girl giving brain. She got a PhD. The way she licking on me. Playing games.
Yo, I'm AK the Don. This is Don Talk Podcast. I'm here with my guy Vaz, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Where I didn't want to mispronounce it, cause like reading your IG name, I was like, damn, like I don't know how to say it, but I don't want to mispronounce it, you know. But word. So promoter so is it for Boston? Like, do you promote shows like in Boston? I know not right now, but like before pandemic and everything, like it was mostly in Boston.
So I throw my own shows.
Mm-hmm.
So I throw them depends on different venues, but it's mostly in Massachusetts, Boston, Lawrence, Lowell.
Mm-hmm.
But right now I'm doing some events in New Hampshire as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Since the pandemic hit and there are no venues open in Mass.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So how long would you say you've been throwing your own shows?
So I've been in the US for 2.5 years now. So
Mm-hmm.
I would say probably for like 1.5 years, 2 years.
Okay. Where are you from originally?
Albania.
Albania.
Southeastern Europe.
Okay. That's different, man. And yeah, I mean you've been doing it so successfully, but what kind of got you, like, what was the cause of you starting?
So I've always been a promoter, let's say. Like I always used to throw my shows, even back when I was in Albania. So when I finished high school, I used to throw shows in my own town and then in city and stuff. And then when I moved here, I didn't want that to stop, so I just continued doing here.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it was really hard because I didn't know anyone when I got here.
Right.
So, but I had a following on my Instagram, so that kind of helped me build more connections and relationship with artists.
Okay. So how do you get in contact with the artists? Like, do you I don't know if you have to reach out to them or they reach out to you, like if they're trying to do a show and it's in a certain area or something?
So if I'm trying to book someone else like that has buzz and like has a big name, I need to reach out to the manager to book a date for the show.
Mm-hmm.
But for local artists, they usually hit me up like now if they want to perform in different shows, depending on which artist it is.
Mm-hmm.
But if I really like see somebody like really talented, I'll hit them up and be like if they are interested in this show.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And like what makes a good promoter? Like what's something that you should kind of, or like maybe like a couple tips and tricks, like what are your go-to, like what's the baseline?
Well, the most important thing is the connections. So mostly with local artists, depending on which area. So the more connections I made with artists, the better it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I have a show, then they are gonna be the people who are gonna bring the people in the venue.
Right.
So when they are performing, they will post flyers and they will let people know. And also the relationship with like the other promoters and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the more connections, the better.
Right.
And you should support other people, because when it's your time and when you have your own event, then they will support you.
Exactly.
Like you support them. Because most of the people, they just want support, but then they don't show support back. So it has to be both ways.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a favorite show that you've thrown, like with I mean, I guess that's the question. Do you have like a favorite show that you've thrown since you started?
I would say the Lil Baby show in 2019.
Okay.
That was really good because it was the time when Lil Baby was starting to pop, so
Mm-hmm.
I was really excited about that show and the Megan Thee Stallion show too.
Okay.
Last year, 2 years ago. But yeah, every show has been really good.
Right. I don't really know the process. I mean, you kind of explained it, like you know, you reach out to them, but is there a specific part of like reaching out to people that you don't like, or like choosing people? Is there anything that you don't like about, or I'll ask this: is there anything you don't like about being a promoter?
I think it depends like how you make it, but sometimes what I don't like is reaching to an agreement between the promoter and the artist, or the promoter and the manager of the artist, because you have to like come to a deal, because you gotta go back and forth sometimes to set a good deal for the venue, for the price and all that. So I'm trying to have as much understanding as possible, so the show can go on.
Right. So you want to have, you know, you like you said, like you want to have that understanding, but you know, still be able to, one, make a good profit for yourself, the venue, and the artist as well, right?
Yeah, and like especially right now in this pandemic and with like limited capacity and stuff, you gotta, you know, like talk with the manager and like really like, you know, tell him all the situation, and that's what I don't like sometimes, because people won't understand the situation and like the how Massachusetts, let's say, clubs are, or like New Hampshire are like small, especially right now, because they compare them to, you know, Atlanta, Texas, which is kind of different here. The scene is different, so
right.
Depends on the crowd as well. But yeah, sometimes you just gotta know how to talk with people and build that relationship before they can do the show.
Right. So what are some of the venues that, you know, you typically like in Massachusetts, I guess, that you've kind of like thrown shows at and you were like, oh, like I like this spot, like I would come here again, or like host another one?
I've done in the Strand, which is really big for like concerts. I've done in Central nightclub, which is in Lawrence.
Okay.
And now I'm doing them in Jewel Music Venue, which is in Manchester.
Right. Okay.
But it's usually Central because it's a really big venue.
Oh, okay. So
has a really big capacity and a really nice nightclub. So.
Right. So how do you feel regarding like the Boston scene? So I mean, you kind of touched on it. It wasn't really specific to Boston, but like just in terms of, you know, supporting others. Like how do you see it?
In the aspect of as a promoter, or like
like
as a
promoter, yeah.
So as a promoter, like I would say the artists don't really like support each other. There are some who support their own homies, you know, but some artists, they just want the support, but they don't show the same support to other people, or they have some buzz and they expect everyone to post them, but when somebody needs their help, they're like, oh, you know. So, but like as a promoter, like I try to support when I see really talent, but sometimes I really keep it like on the business side, because I'm not trying to mix the business with like a friendship that I can have with somebody. But when I really like see somebody that has like really a nice song that I really vibe to, like I'll show support without even knowing them. I'll share it on my Instagram.
Okay. Do you have a reason for like throwing shows? I mean, you may have touched on it earlier, but I know you said like what got you into it, but is there a reason why, you know, you host?
So like as I said, like from high school, like I really like the party scene, the clubs. So because in Albania is different, like you can go to a club even if you aren't 18 or like, so I used to be there when I was like 14, 15. Because here there is like a age limit, but in Europe it's kind of different. But yeah, I've always been around like clubs, so I've always liked that environment and connecting with artists. So I do it for that, but also for the money and all that too. So it's both. But I've always loved music, and I'm trying to get into music myself now too, that I have some connections. So I'm trying to have everything, you know, like linked to each other, the promotion, the music, the connections, everything come to place.
So when you do make that transition, or, you know, start with that, would you continue throwing your own shows, or like do you feel like you would want someone else to kind of help you out with that?
Yes, I would continue doing my own shows
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like that's a really important part to the music. So if I can do both, why not? Because the show is gonna support with the music too. So like if I'm bringing somebody out, then they will check my music and we can vibe in the studio or like make a feature, and stuff like that. So that will really help and expand the connections as well, especially with a big artist. Like you need people like that to support your music,
Mm-hmm.
especially when you begin
Right.
with the process.
Okay. So, oh wow, I lost my question. So was it? No, I think it was like late 2019. So, how'd you feel when you were noticed as the promoter of the year through Mega Mass?
That was really nice. That was my first award here, so I really felt nice, But it's more about, like, as I said, the connection. So
Mm-hmm.
even when I went to that event, like I was making sure that I made those connections.
Yeah.
Because like awards are nice, awards are great, but you have to like keep putting the work. You can't be like, oh, I'm the promoter of the year and just stand there, because that award won't do anything to you. You can have it, but it won't do anything. So I was making sure to connect with more artists and like come, like talk to them and stuff, because people think sometimes you're like cocky or like stay away. So I make sure to talk, with everyone. But awards are nice, so I appreciate Mega Mass.
Okay. So do you have any music that you've already started working on, or like is it more of like a I want to kind of get a little more set as a promoter and then I'll start focusing on music?
Yeah, I have a couple of songs recorded. My first song is gonna come out, I think this in February.
Okay.
And it's featuring Gran Suno, which is a New York rapper.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's gonna be my first song.
Okay. You said Ron
Suno.
Okay. Yeah, I think
I had him on my last show. It was in Manchester. He has a song with Fabio. He has that song Pinocchio.
Mm-hmm.
He did that Blueface remix. So he's buzzing in New York.
Yeah, and he's big on Instagram too. Like he does like skits.
Yeah,
and stuff
he does.
too.
Yeah, he does
Okay,
sketches.
yeah.
He's funny too.
Yeah, because I remember I was like, the name sounds familiar, and like I can like see some of the videos in my head. Word, okay.
Yeah, so I had him on my last show in Manchester in the end of November. But I know before that I wanted to do a song, because as I said, I was trying to start the music. So we booked, a feature, and when he come here, we shoot the video too. So it's gonna come in February.
Okay. So, do you have, or when's we kind of spoke about it a little while ago, but when's your, or what are the next few shows that you have, if you know?
So, like as of right now, I have one tomorrow in Jewel Music Venue, J Guapo, and I don't really announce shows until they are like really like set. We done the contracts and book the venue and all that. But it's really hard right now, because like even when I'm doing the show in Manchester, there is like only one club open. So
oh wow,
there aren't like many options where to do shows, and people keep like kind of, I don't want to say like pressing or like pushing me, because there is no one else like doing shows like right now with live artists. So. And people be telling me like, oh, when is the next show? So I try to have like, like close to each other. But it's kind of hard, but I'll definitely have another one coming soon after this one.
So is that a big venue over there in Manchester?
It is a big venue, but as I said right now, the capacity is really limited. So it's not even close where I want it to be, big venue, but we are trying to make it work since it's only one venue, so we gotta try to work with that one option we have.
So between, I don't know if these were the biggest shows, the Lil Baby one and the Meg Thee Stallion, but what's the biggest show you've ever done?
So I wouldn't say it was like my own show, because when I usually do my shows, it's only like I'm the only promoter who like doing the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
But for this one was the baby in the Strand in Worcester.
Okay.
So that was like the biggest one. But so I was working with Concert Crave, which is a big like company.
Mm-hmm.
So there were a couple promoters helping with that event. So that was like really a really big show.
Okay.
So that was that was probably my.
Was that
my
like
biggest-
2018 or 2019?
That was 2019. Yeah.
Okay. Word. I mean, we honestly, like, I kind of ran through all my questions, but do you have anything else, like, or any shout outs that you wanna give to people?
Yeah, I will shout out Star Gold Entertainment that are helping with these shows right now in New Hampshire, and I shout out every artist that works with me,
Mm-hmm.
and I tell every artist to DM me on my Instagram, VASJANZISI, and to connect with me. I really get back to every artist no matter what. So they can send me their music, I can check it out, and we can talk promotion and shows and all that.
Word. Okay, so yeah, that's another question I had. Like, what's the best way to kind of like, what's the proper way? You know, because I know sometimes people might just hit the DM, but they don't know how to properly ask for your help. So like, what's
I know.
like,
So,
what's the best way?
so like a lot of artists will just send me a song with no introduction, nothing, and that's nothing wrong. Like I'll check the song, but if you just send me that song, what am I supposed to do with it? You know,
Right.
Like I check it out. So what do you want me to do now?
Mhm.
So I'll say, like do a short introduction if you can. Tell me a little bit about yourself, like 2-3 sentences, and like I check the song. But yeah, everyone can DM me on my Instagram. That's really the only like platform that I use for my promotion and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
on my Instagram.
Word. Okay. Yeah. So aside from that, like when the pandemic hit, what was your initial thought? Like, because most of what you do is based on people being outside and clubs being open to the maximum capacity. So what was your initial thought process?
So when the pandemic hit in like March, April, so I was having a show for my birthday. It was in 6th April, so I was kind of mad because I had to cancel my show for my birthday, especially. So, but then I saw that things were really serious and the clubs were really like getting shut down and they were not gonna open anytime soon. So I didn't do shows for like 6 months, 5 months. And then I was trying to see what are we gonna do now, because during this time I was actually doing promotions more for like artists on my Instagram. So that was my main focus during this month. But then, as I said, I was staying in New Hampshire since Mass was closed. So, and that's how I found those venues in New Hampshire to do shows, because I never done a show in New Hampshire before. So my first one actually was in November, and this is my second one in New Hampshire.
Okay. So do you have plans to like move outside of New England, or like do you want to kind of stay here as like and do more of the hosting here?
I feel like I've done a lot of like successful shows here, like, and I will continue to do so. But like I would wanna go outside, but I don't think I will go anytime like really like soon, because
Right.
I'm trying to make connections first before I move. Because as I said, I've only been here for like 2 years now, so I'm
Right.
really new here first of all. So before I make some connections, I won't move anywhere else. But like for now, I'm good here. Like I have enough connections to make shows work and music and everything.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, like I'm kind of tapped out. That's, yeah, I hit everything on the head. But yeah, it's really dope. That you're into promotion, and like I said, you're the first promoter I've had on here, and to kind of get an idea of the process and everything, like all the shows you've done, because you've done like a enormous amount of shows with like super huge names and stuff like that. So that's just dope to see. But yeah, like I'm on your side. You know what I mean? So I'll support you like where I can and stuff. And I appreciate what you're doing for everybody, because you know, you give people that chance and stuff, and it's kind of up to them. Like you know, you set the price, and it's like I said, like it's up to them from there. But yeah, man, I honestly think that's about it. So I don't know. Like I said, like if you got something else like that you want to mention, like feel free. But
yeah, man, I appreciate you for having me here. And yeah, every artist tap in with me on my Instagram. We can work. I work with everyone literally. So I appreciate you for having me, and shout out to all the promoters. And yeah, they can DM me too. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared to hit me up. I work with everyone.
Yeah, so yeah, promoters should work with more promoters. You know what I mean? Like it shouldn't just be like oh well, he's doing that, so let's, like I don't want to. Nah, man. Like go ahead and reach out, like for real. So yeah, but thank you again for taking time out to come over here.
Yeah, of course, man. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Just trying to pull up and ride.
Run that shit back.
Just trying to pull up and ride. I'm trying to get inside. Fucking with no other guy. Taking these grams and fly. Hitting clips, Hawaii. Taking trips, Dubai. Fucking with no other guy. She taking Zans and fly. Just trying to pull up and ride. I'm trying to get inside. Fucking with no other guy. Taking these grams and fly. Hitting clips, Hawaii. Taking trips, Dubai.